Alright boys, so today we're going to be jumping back into the Jett map guide series. We're going to be doing Pearl today, and this will be the last one for a little bit. We're going to finish off the Raze guides before we finish off the Jett guides. So yeah, if you don't know me, I'm an Immortal 3 Duelist main, mainly playing Jett and Raze, blah 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 blah. Let's just jump into it anyway, so let's go. Alright, so real quick before we get into it, 85% of you aren't subbed, so if you like watching my content, you want to help me out, please hit the sub button below, and yeah, let's just go. Alright, so we're going to be starting off on this attack here. Now, the attack, a lot of people like just running out B here, so that's where we're going to start. We're going to start over on the B site here. So most of the time, you're going to just run out like this, right? You're going to do a little jump peek here. Just to check, you know, even if you're on pistol round here, by the way, I'd recommend you just play Sheriff. Do your jump peek, and then you can just swing at your Sheriff and take your duels. But rifle rounds as well, same thing. You want to just jump peek this, you never know, they might have an op or something like that. And you can smoke this if you want, and then cross if you are still afraid. But I usually just try and get close here, clear these close angles, make sure there's no rats here. Spam this, I'd recommend you spam this here. Because a lot of the times you're gonna have some guy just chilling in that corner, so just be wary of that. Give it a little cheeky spam like that, and then you're gonna be coming up close here. And this site is very weird, right? You don't even really need like a Jett or like a fast character like a Jett, Raze, Neon, or anything like that, because most of the time you don't actually take the full site, right? You just kind of plant like here and play back here. So you're gonna have like, hopefully you're gonna have, if you have a Viper wall, you can just smoke this off. You can pop dash, and then you can try and clear back here. You know, you wait for the smoke to come down like this. Bang, bang, bang. And if anything goes wrong, you can just dash your way out. The other play you can do is like smoke this and run through your own Viper wall. And then you can dash back out. Just if you want to take that little bit of extra space. Now, I've never really went for a play like this. If you get, like, I would say if you kill, like, let's say there's a guy here, you kill him, and then you kill, like, the guy mid-link. You could, like, updraft dash up here and then go. But if you don't do that, I wouldn't recommend this. Because now you're kind of in this little ratty position. But yeah, B site, honestly, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you know how to play Icebox B, you kind of know how to play this one. It's pretty much the same. You slowly just take all the space you need here. And then, like, most of the time during the post plant, you're going to be playing here, or if you're opping, you're going to be playing, like, back on this pillar thing here. You could just be like this, just taking this op, bang, bang, get your kills. But B site, it's very simple, very straightforward. There's not much to talk about here. The other plays you can go for, again, if you get these early kills, you can quickly go here, and then play this off angle, and dash out. But these are only plays, like, and you can push up here, but they're only really plays if you manage to get full site control, which a lot of the time you don't. So if you do get full site control, I'd recommend going for the aggro play, especially if you, like, let's say you kill 2, you got another dash, or you just still have dash, you can peek here, or you can peek up there. But yeah, then during the pulse plant, if you can get into somewhere really nice, like one of these push-up positions, it's pretty solid. But that's pretty much B site, like, in a nutshell. So we'll move on to mid. Alright, so I think mid is where we're going to spend most of our time talking about stuff, because the two actual chokes in main are not very important. They're kind of simple. But with mid, you have both connectors here. You have mid door and you have art, which are very important places to take. So if you want to take mid door, you want to start over on this side. And you'll just kind of slowly come up here. Take your space just a little bit by little bit, and then you can peek like this. Pop your dash. Since whenever you go into like a really scary area, you always want to pop your dash beforehand. And this is definitely a scary area, so you'll get a little bit here, you'll jiggle peek, you'll pop your dash. And you'll slowly try and take this. And then the second you want to explode, then you can like smoke this, dash down here, and then you have to go quick. You have to be very aware of a guy peeking you here. And you don't want to do this alone, you really want a teammate. So if you have a teammate, they could like watch this for you as you're just holding this. And then you slowly take this space. You probably won't have dash by now if you popped it up there, but you know, you slowly take this space. And you really want to do this when you have guys coming down from B main as well. That's when it's like super good. If you are just going 5-man art or 5-man in mid door here, like it's not really gonna work. So let's say you have like a Reyna taking B long, right? Because Reyna's pretty strong on B long. So you have a Reyna and like a couple other guys taking B long, and then you and like maybe a Fade. Fade's pretty popular on this map. You and Fade take here. Fade dogs you out, and then you can go really hard, you know? Do that, you dash all the way down here. And then you start executing at the same time as your team. Maybe you smoke this off. And now you have great angles. Because if any enemies here, they're getting pincered really hard. And they're just getting fucked, basically. But that's the main way to take this. This is also a good lurk spot if you want to lurk. Like, you go 4-man down B long, and then you just slowly come here. You can very, like, easily kill rotates here. You can, like, chill here. Kill the guys coming out that way. Or you can wait for, like, you can hear them running down here like this. They'll probably just be knife out like this. You just wait there, peek the door, and get a free kill. It's pretty nice. And if you manage, if you are lurking, you can just run in here. It's pretty solid. Slowly creep your way up here. And then I never really go all the way down this way. I'll usually just hold, like, connector here. It's a very, like, powerful position here. Like, you play, like, this off angle or something, you get a nice free kill here. But that's this side of mid, pretty much. You really want to utilize this when you are splitting on B. And the other side of mid is obviously art. And art is a bit harder to take, I would say. But it's very, very good. So art as well, you want to be splitting with your guys from A main. And it's honestly just a solid position to take if you don't really know what to do during the round. So a lot of the time, I'll just peek out here. Just take this fight straight up. If they're peeking doors a lot, you can just smoke it off and then peek this. Slowly, and then you'll usually jump up here, take this fight. It's very, very hard to headshot you here. Because you can see, like, you're going up and down, so they don't really know where your head is. And then you can jump over here and take these fights. And you can do this all while silent, by the way. You can just run, jump up here. Peek these. Jump over here, still silent. And now you have a really nice angle here. And the second you think, like, alright, it's time to go, we can run up like this. I'd recommend you clear this if you can. Because sometimes people will sit here, but it can be a bit awkward to clear. So you kind of have to be like this. And then, again, you want to have, like, a good teammate here with you. It doesn't really matter who, to be honest, as long as there's someone here to trade you. And at this point, you can, like, smoke this off. And then you can go. And if your teammate watches this, it's really easy for you. Because sometimes they will just push the smoke. And then you can just go like this, up dash. And then, again, you're executing with your teammates from A main. And now this site becomes a lot easier to hit. So you can, like, smoke this off. And then you can go clear all the way back here. Maybe clear back here, bang bang, bang bang. You get my point. You get like a really nice entry path going around that way. As long as you like smoke that off and pretty much smoke this off, you're pretty golden, to be honest. The enemy can't really do much about it. And you just get really hard pincer onto the A site there. And again, sometimes I will just push this instead. Because you can really catch this mid doors guys off. If you get here early but enough. Maybe you can even, if you even get to this position, like, they don't really clear this most of the time. They're kind of just like this, and then boom, they're dead. But yeah, very good. This is the only time I would really be, like, looping. Is if I run through here, and then I get a much earlier angle. You can sit in, like, this corner. Or you can play, like, over here. Somewhere like that. You can get a nice, like, cut off. The timing's much better than when you're going to B. So if you do end up pushing through here on art, this is a good spot you can actually go and go cut off their spawn. Especially if the bomb's already planted and you want to go back around and loop them. Very good, very good. And that's going to be this. I'll talk about the post plant and stuff on the A section, which we're going to go over now in a second. Just thinking, is there anything else? That's pretty much mid there. So you can see a lot more on mid than there is on the other two. Right, now for A main. So A main, in high elo at least, it's not my favorite. It's really not my favorite. A lot of the times you're gonna have like a Viper or an Astra here, and that's very fucking annoying, to be honest with you. Like, it's very hard to beat them. So the first thing I would say is be very aware of like a person with a flashbang coming up here. You'll see a lot of Phoenixes, a lot of Skies, a lot of KOs just come up here and pop flash this and then swing. So just be aware. If you hear any noise, just be prepared to just turn around. If not, then just clear this pretty hard. I don't think they can get here if you're full running, but be careful just in case, because I'm not certain. But yeah, I'll usually come up like this and clear around like this. And then you can hard clear this side. And I would clear that. It's kind of less common now that chamber got nerfed, but a lot of chambers used to just sit in this corner. It was very annoying. But I think you can still do it, so just be aware of chambers still sitting there. And now when you're out here, you just want to be clearing these angles like this. And if you get smoked off and mollied and stuff, honestly, just running back and giving it up is not a bad option. Like, maybe not run back. Tell your team to like shift walk away. And if you already have like a teammate who's like lurking mid, it's a lot better to rotate here. But if you have 5 people A main, it's kind of hard to do much about it. Like, a lot of times you're gonna get flanked then and maybe die. But let's say you don't get smoked here. Maybe you're playing contact and then you come up slowly like this. You're clearing everything. Bang, you dash out. Maybe you smoke back here as well. Now you can clear CT a little bit. And then you can like come back here and try and clear secret here. Secret's very, very annoying to clear. If you can have like a fade eye or something, make sure this clear. It's much better for you because like you can see trying to get back there without dying can be pretty tough. You're gonna have to like smoke off CT. But you need one of your smokes to get out, so it's kind of awkward. And if you're not splitting here, you want like your teammate to smoke here, so you can dash back here and then you can hard clear it. And at this point, you have like your options is you can either push super hard if the enemy like we're playing very passive. Maybe you can get a flank on the guy in CT, or you can get a flank on this guy over here. Get a quick shot in his face. So it's pretty nice there. And you can also just push out. And you can play like, if you still have dash, you can play this off angle. It's pretty strong. Just sit here, get your shot off, get out, and for post plan, I do like playing like more in this area. It's pretty nice. If you're not playing here, you can play in like this corner here. It's pretty solid. I think they can see your gun here if you're fully just aiming like this, so just be careful. And then you can get a quick peek off. And the other place you can play for post plan is just kind of like art like this, just stopping people from coming back in. As Jett, I wouldn't go A main unless you like no one is A main. If none of your team is A main, then go back A main. If your team is A main, then don't be afraid to try and get another kill to stabilize it. As long as you're not just wide swinging everything, like, and you're making them waste time. Like, let's say you like jiggle this and then jiggle this, and then maybe you can back off. You know, you're just kind of like being a nuisance and being hard to kill. That's like pretty much what I always say with post spawn. As long as you're in a good aggressive position that you don't insta die from, it's pretty solid. And you just stall the clock down until you win the round. And yeah, that's gonna be all of attack here. Again, there's like, it's kind of a bare bones map. It's very simple and straightforward. You got a lot more plays on defense, which we'll start going over now. So on the defense here, we're gonna have to decide right off the bat if we want to op or not. If you want to op, I'd recommend you buy Sheriff on pistol. And you just chill with the Sheriff. If you win the pistol round, then you can stick with the Sheriff and save for your op. If not, then it's fine. You can still kind of eco for it, but it depends. But anyway, I usually like starting for like pistol round around this area. And taking like a fight over here.
Don't screw it up.
Like this, and then slowly peeking out. And the reason, why do I like this spot? It's great because you can take mid control. And then instantly, if you hear any action on A, you can come right here and you're already defending A. That's why I really like this area. The other area of mid, I don't like that much. But the reason, like, look at this. You can peek out like this. Let's say you are on that pistol. You can peek out like this. Hold this for a second just to make sure no one late peeks it. And then you'll slowly come around here. Maybe you find a guy, click his head, and then you can get out. And then you're back defending A straight away. Other thing about art is you have a nice little one-way here. You can just do like this to defend it. So it's pretty annoying to beat. I think it's a little bit too high, but you get the picture. You can just one-way this, and then it's a lot harder for the enemies to push in here. Much better with a Phantom here, obviously. If you're doing a lot of one-ways as Jett, Phantom is very, very good. Because you can just spray him down. Pretty free kills for you. And you can also just insta-rotate over here, which is like where you want to rotate towards B. So you can run over like this and just watch this door as you're running down. Make sure no lurkers are coming in to shoot you in the back. And then you're already over at B to defend B. So that's my favorite, like, default position is Jett. If you're opping, then you would go B, though. That is the big difference. You can actually anchor it when you have the op. Otherwise, you can't. So that's like the mid area here. Very good. You can also get some very quick flanks here. You can smoke that off and then peek top mid, like, very aggressively. Or you could even smoke that off and then pick this fight aggressively. So, solid options here in mid to just take some duels. Like, if anyone wants to just fight you here, it's kind of good for you. As long as you don't just insta-die, but that's why you have the dash. So, it's kind of a risk worth taking, in my opinion. And you can really cut off that, like, that aggression from the enemy. So, you can, like, smoke that off, and then you keep like that, and then dash out. Do a better smoke than that one. Put it in the middle so they can't actually see you. And there you go. But if you are fighting mid aggressively, I'd recommend you have like a teammate coming out doors, or maybe another teammate here with you to just give you some utility. Because dry swing and everything, not the best. And over here, I don't really like this position. The only time I go here is if I want to try and get a kill like this, and then dash out. Not my favorite position. Even though you can just one-way this, I still think there's just better options. And someone else is kind of better at holding this, other than like 2 one-ways in a row. Because they can still flash out of this one way. I don't think it's the best. Alright, so you can see I'm actually defending mid here. And I know I just said I don't like it that much, but I actually kind of disagree with myself after playing it a little bit more, if you've seen my stream today. But you can see I just double smoke this, and then I sit on this little box here. And I just take 2 free kills on the 2 of these guys. And again, instant dash reset off that. So, pretty solid overall if you want to fight for that area. And peeking from here as well is not the best, because it's kind of telegraphed, because you have to smoke this. But it is an option there, especially if you have like an op and you want to go for a different kind of play. Smoke that off, peek top mid, and dash out. Well, we'll move ahead over to B now. So B is very, very good if you do buy an op here. And one of my favorite angles to play is actually this one. I don't see many people playing here. But you don't even need an updraft. You can see you can go up there and just glide over. And you can just chill here. And this is very, very good with a rifle too. Because a lot of the time you'll have this Viper wall coming up. And let me just dash and reset it. A lot of the times you'll have this Viper wall coming up, where you have like these smokes coming up. And if you play like all the way left here, you can see over the Viper wall. And you can get like 1 or 2 kills here. I might be able to pull up a clip where I did this a while ago. And you can just sit here, spray him down, and then you can just dash your way out. So it's very, very solid to just chill there. Another great opping spot is this one. You can just sit on this box, and then you can do that. And you can see you get all the way out. No, like, any problems there. I think if you play fully right side, I doubt you'll get out. You kind of actually do. You can even play full right side on this little box here. Alright, so you can see here, we're starting off on the defense, on the little off angle I was talking about here. You can see that the pillar actually blocks the Reyna eye, so I get a free kill on the Reyna. Spot the KO, barely missed the shot here. And I go for a reswing because my Reyna's still peeking. I get a collateral, and then I just go for a little bit of a stylish kill on the KO. So you can see there's some very, very good angles to just opt from. You can even like play here on this off angle. So if you're just holding like this, you don't need to pop your dash here. You can just take a shot and run away. Or if you want to like change it up a little bit, you can sit in this off angle here. Maybe they're jump spotting you. If they're jump spotting you, kind of hold like this. If not, then you just hold it a little bit wider. Dash your way out, get your free kill, and then it's 5v4. Those are the best spots to opt from. You can also opt from heaven, but a lot of the time you are just going to get smoked off here. You can't really see over the Viper wall, which is why I prefer some of these other cheeky spots here. Or you can even just like stand here and just play your op here and dash your way out. A lot of options here for opping. Get creative with it. Don't play the same angles twice in a row if they see you. And yeah, just be creative here with the op. There's a lot of angles for you. The other play you have here, I'll restart the round and run ahead over, just so you can see where the spawn barrier is. Yeah, the other one here is you can just straight up push this instead. So like you're chilling like this, spawn barriers go down, you run up a little bit, and you just start taking fights like this. Really good if you have some initiator utility to help you. So you can see that's kind of what I would do here. So I'd kind of push up, get a kill, dash back, kind of one-way this, and then you can just smoke the ground and just run away if you want, or you can keep fighting. It kind of depends on how many people you've seen and how you think it's going to go down. So you have options there to just back out with the 2 smokes. So again, you'll just push up like this, take your duel, dash out, you can one-way that. They don't really want to peek it anymore, and if you really want to get out, you can just smoke the ground again, so there's no chance you'll die pretty much. Or the other play you can do is kind of similar. You can just kind of smoke off like that, push up, dash back, smoke the ground again, and just run the fuck away. You'd kind of want a better smoke than that, but if you do fuck up the smoke, remember, you can always just like updraft and spin around like this. Unlikely you'll die, but it is still like a chance of you dying if you're running away like that. And the other play you can do, this is more of like a old school chamber play, is in this corner, but it's a bit of a one and done. You can kind of play here. You see this ramp. If you hold like this, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get like multiple kills. Whereas if you hold kind of like this, you can see the floor is level. So you know exactly where their heads are going to be. So you can kind of just chill here. And it's a lot easier to take these fights if you can like know exactly where their head's going to be. So try and take that level floor fight. Because imagine trying to leave your crosshair in the right place here. Like there's so many places for their head to be. Whereas right here, you know exactly where it's going to be. I'd hold it a little bit wide, because they're probably going to run at you. But yeah. Those are like the best spots here. A good like op rotation here would be like, 2 of them would be like, take your peek here, dash out, then you take your peek here, dash out, or like run away, and then you can like late peek this or hold this safe. And you can see you can get a lot of shots off there, really easy. Other one would be like playing here, dashing out, then like coming to this angle, running away, and then you like come to this angle, run away. Or you can even just run CT here, and then go heaven. So that's like what an op rotation would look like, a pretty standard one. Other plays as well, if you're already in heaven, and they start like walling a plant, you can just like run over and jump on top of them and shoot them in the face. You can see a lot of options here for Jett on B. Pretty solid site overall, even if you don't op, but very, very good if you op. So yeah, we'll go ahead over A now. So A site is by far my least favorite here, because everything you can do on A site is just better done from you holding art, which is why I much prefer holding art. Because on this map, you really need a good anchor on this site. You really need like a Viper or an Astra or a Sentinel or someone who can really lock down this choke. Even if you're playing like Raze, it's so much easier because you can just stand back here and toss a nade in the choke. And that's like bootleg Sentinel job, you know what I mean? Whereas Jett, like, what can you do? You can smoke this and then they have to run out, but it's only 4 seconds. So like, never really start on A. I don't like it at all. Like, the only really plays you have here is the same as like anyone else can do. You like take this fight and dash away, but what does that do? The only time I'd really be playing here is if you want to get aggressive. So you push up like this, maybe you have a fade eye over the top. And you remember the play I was talking about, like the enemies flashing? You can kind of do that here. And try and dash out, maybe you smoke like that, and then you're gone after you get your kill. Or you can kind of just play like this angle. Really annoying off angle, dash out again, and get your kill. That's pretty much all you can do. Or you can super aggro it and just kind of like run, and you can shift jump up here. You see, if you... Most people probably know this, but... You see, if you run and shift jump, you're going to make noise. But if you run and shift jump on a surface that goes upwards, you see it doesn't make any noise. And you're still pretty fast. So that's kind of how I do it, is I'd run, shift jump up here. Up my dash. And then you can take your fights. But you really do need like an initiator or someone, like maybe an omen flash or something to help you out there. But like, that's pretty much all you've got in A. A is pretty bad. I didn't talk about the retake on B, by the way. Retake is pretty much just swing and take fights, I'm not even gonna lie. So I don't think there's really a point in talking about it. But A retake is awkward as fuck. This is awkward. But yeah, the last play you really have here is like sitting this with a judge. That's like pretty much it. I'd recommend just not playing here unless you want to push it. Or you have this judge and you just want to be cringe. If you want to be cringe, it's a solid little spot there. Other than that, you kind of just play like angles like this. Or like up here. Don't fall off and dash into a wall though, that's not very good. But But yeah, this retake is awkward. So if you're retaking from CT, I usually prefer to just go back here like this. So you can clear this area. Yeah, you can like smoke that off and then hard clear this. And then you can try and clear around here. Really help your teammates here from CT. Then I usually will just jump on this and try and like clear art a little bit if I don't have any teammates on art. If I do, then it's different. But yeah, you want to be aware of people standing here. You want to be aware of people standing here. People standing here and people standing like here. So yeah, if you do get most of the site from going back there, what you can do is smoke that off and clear this. And then a lot of the times people are going to start spamming through here. So you can just kind of like play like this. Bang, bang, and you're out. But at that point, you know, you're pretty solid. If you can get to that position, you can kill that guy. You want to be aware of art as well. A lot of times people just stand here. And then they'll come back. But yeah, if you're retaking from art, it's like a different story. You kind of want to just... A lot of times this will be like sage walls. You have to flick straight down. And whenever you're playing art, I feel like there's always a guy here. I don't know. So at this point, if you have teammates from CT, you don't have to smoke this off. If you don't have teammates coming from CT, smoke this off and then come and try and fight here. And then maybe you can start hard clearing this. If you do have another smoke, you can toss it there and then start hard clearing the site. But you can see how awkward this is. Very, very hard site to try and retake here. Because there's so many spots the enemies can really be in. So all you can really do is try and smoke off the angles where your teammates aren't at and then retake with the team. That's like your best options here. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. There's not too many ult spots on this map. There's only really this one, which I would not even recommend doing, because I think it's too hard to even get value out of. You can see, you can't really see much. Not a good spot. I wouldn't really recommend doing it much. Like, maybe you might get one clip from it once in a while, but I don't see it consistently being like a good spot. And obviously you can do it from the other side as well. A little bit better in this side, to be honest. I still have never even done it in a game, though. I just know it's there. No other real ult spots that I'm aware of. The only other, like, one... It's not really an ult spot, but it's pretty solid, is coming over here from heaven. Is, like, a solid ult spot, because you can just get a lot of height. And you can start peeking people like this. And then you get out. Shit's going wrong. But yeah, that's gotta be pretty much the whole map here, so... Yeah, like the video if you thought it was useful, sub all that shit, and yeah, follow me Twitch, join Discord, blah 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 blah, and yeah, see you later.